Hello everyone, welcome back to the episode 2 of our live stream. And if this is your time, we are so glad to have you here. And if you have joined already, you already know that we like to talk about the things that people usually overthink, but they don't say it loud. So today, our question is that today's topic is a question that we always ask to ourselves at some point. So is really motivation overrated, or we are just tired?
Alright, so hello everyone. If this is your first time here, we would like to introduce ourselves again. It's me, So,
And it's me, Lami.
and we're gonna be your host for today from 6 to 7 p.m.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's get started. So today's topic is a question we like to ask ourselves, right? As you mentioned, is motivations overrated? So when we talk about motivations, what do come to our mind?
Okay, I would say that motivation is like a very useful and like force to ourselves to do something that is good for ourselves. So when it comes to motivation, I would like to say it's a big thing to me because whenever I have to start doing something, I really need motivation to start. So if I don't have motivation, I don't start it yet. And it goes to the procrastination or something. So that's why motivation is the most important thing in my life to start doing, to study or to work.
Sounds like motivation is a mechanism that push us to do something, like either something new or something that we never try, or to do a habit that's already been done before. But the real question is motivation is a feeling or a habit? What do you think?
To me, I would say it's a habit because whenever we have to do something, to study or even to cook something for us, like in a daily basis, to wash our face or to go to the bathroom, we need motivation. Like whether it is small or it's a big one, we need motivation to start doing something. So I would say that motivation is a regular habit that we should have for our daily basis.
For me, I think motivation is more like a feeling.
Feeling? How come?
Because I think that motivation and habits are just two different things. It's not really a habit of doing something, but it's just a one-time feeling that just snap and it just pushed me to do something. So I think, like example that I buy a gym membership. So the gym membership is a motivation for me to go to the gym because I fear that I won't use up all the membership. So I feel like it's just a burst feeling that motivates me to do something. What about you?
So, okay, you mentioned about with the example, you buy a gym membership and it is a motivation to push you to go to the gym, right? So is this also like a habit, right? Because you want to grow a habit for you to exercise and to move your body like at least 3-4 times a day. It is a habit. So it is motivation is quite related to habit as well. This is my point to mention. Do you get that? Because you want to grow an habit and then you need a motivation to go to the gym, right?
But when the motivation is gone, then we will stop doing it.
When you already buy the membership, that is the motivation. Because if you don't go to the gym, and then you're gonna waste the money when like the money you bought for the gym membership.
I see.
So, for example, I feel like whenever I would like to go getting up at 5 a.m. I need to go somewhere and I have to wake up at 5 a.m. And then you want to do it or not, but the thing that you have to do in the next morning is kind of like motivation to push you to wake up early in the morning, right? For example, even if you don't wake up very early in the morning, you have to set an alarm, and that setting the alarm is a habit or a motivation to push you to wake up. So even if you want to do it, you have to do it.
But if you don't do it, and suddenly you feel like a failure, right?
Yeah, it's a failure, and it makes you feel guilty that you did not do it.
Okay, but for me, sometimes I think that motivation is a bit overrated.
Really?
Yeah, because
Why?
motivation comes and goes, but I think this discipline is a more thing. Like discipline stays and habit stays, and the system just stays. But what doesn't stay is the motivation. So, example that in the morning I feel motivated to brush my teeth, to get up early, to get ready for school. But even though there's no motivations, I still do it because it's a habit. It's a morning habit that I always do it. So it's more like a discipline for me. It's like more like a habit for me. And if I feel like I have to wait for motivation to come to do something, it's just waiting forever. I don't know when will the motivation comes or when will it pops up because sometimes motivation doesn't actually come. Sometimes people have to say something to me so that I can feel motivated, or I have to watch a movie to I feel motivated. So I felt like the feeling just come. So if I wait for it to come, it's just waiting for nothing.
For me, I think that motivation is quite important. It's more than a habit. I will give you one example. Okay, you have to do something important, like okay, the group project from the assignment from the school. You have to do the project, and this is quite important. It's gonna be like 30% or 40% of your whole grade. So you have to do that assignment. You have to be done in a few days. So without motivation, how can you do that? Okay, you have discipline, you have habits, so you will do it anyway. But without motivation, you will do it with the bare minimum. Do you understand what I mean? Because with motivation, you will have more courage, you will be very, very productive, your brain will be functioning really well. Your brain will be brainstorming, like brain is braining when you are doing that assignment so that you will be concentrating more, you will be generating the new ideas and innovative ideas to put into the project. And that motivation will help you a lot to finish those things in a very, very nice way, and then you will get a good grade. And let's say that you don't have motivation, but you have discipline. So you will do it anyway. You are lazy, but I have to do it. I have to do it. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it, and I am doing it anyway. And you give it with a bare minimum, and then it will affect your grade.
But I believe that if I try and do it, and then my brain will just accept it that oh I still have to do it and it will get used to it. It doesn't mean that I suffered, but sometimes it just feel better. But small action leads to big emotions. Like when I do every work a little by little, I will feel motivated because every time I see the task is done, I feel like I have a big progress already. So sometimes I don't really have to wait until I have the motivation to do it because the only motivation I have with doing projects or something is when the deadline is near, like on my policy or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. But I still disagree that motivation is more like discipline because but even without motivation, if motivation quite motivated, I'm motivated a lot and I well, and then it will finish you quite fast because I have quite lots of experience them. motivation affect me because when I was a kid,
Okay,
I'm-
convince me
Okay.
why motivation matter.
okay, when I was in like grade 8 and I have to finish and memorizing like three, 4 sentence paragraph, I did not have motivation at that time, and it took me until 2 hours to be able to memorize that paragraph. That has only 3, 4 sentences. And the next day, I have quite motivated a lot, and then I can read and memorize all the paragraph in one page only in a few minutes, like 5, 10 minutes. So this is quite an experiment, and then I noticed myself that with motivation, I can efficiently and effectively do anything in a efficient amount of time. Without motivation, I'm gonna waste my time. I'm gonna suffer myself. I'm gonna put myself into suffer period of time while doing that inefficiently. So that's my example.
I see. That also makes sense.
Mm-hmm. How about you? Why you think that motivation is inferior than discipline?
Because I remember when I was young,
Mm-hmm.
there was a motivation in me that, I really want to study a new language. So I just enrolled in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a one time motivation. So I didn't think much and I just enroll myself and take the Korean class.
Mm-hmm.
But later on, I was like studying alone because none of my friends was there. I met new people and it was quite hard and I didn't have like a real goal to do it. So the motivation was not gone. It's nothing there.
Okay.
But when I come to Thailand, um, I don't really like have a motivation to learn new languages, but it's a discipline. It's like I have to do it. So I'm pushing myself to go and study every day, be on time, just show up even though I don't really have the feeling to do it. And yeah, that's where I am right now. So I think that the more you do it frequently, the action you do it just bring you up. So motivation is just a feeling that come by once, but I feel like the motivation is just a feeling that comes once, but the discipline that is what.
Stay with you forever.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's so, I want to ask one question. Is it actually productive to push yourself even on the zero energy days?
I'm not gonna say like I would suffer
Okay.
because sometimes I would also allow myself to rest,
Mhm.
but sometimes I also feel guilty when resting.
Yeah, so your free time having on the bed is feel like you do not feel like you are enjoying your free time, but you feel like I am feeling guilty, and it's like a punishment for yourself rather
Yeah,
than
because
relaxing.
a person that is always have a routine and stuff. So like we will have like, at this hour we will be doing something, at this hour we will be doing something, tomorrow we're doing something, and then if we just don't do it at that hour and I decided to went to bed, I feel like the time is a waste, and I feel like it's a threat or like a punishment for me when I take a rest or something. Like I feel so bad.
I sometimes also feel that because as I mentioned that motivation is quite important to me. I will not do anything unless I have motivation. So whenever I have to do something, even if it's small or it's a big one, I wait until I have good motivation and good mood to work on, and then those kind of period of time until I get the motivation is like always time. And when the day passed and I did not do anything and I feel guilty, oh my god, I did not do anything. I was so lazy. If I'm trying to did a little bit or just started, I will be feeling better, and then I will be finishing this thing by this time. So I also sometimes feel that actually. So at that point, I totally agree with you.
So you also like to push yourself sometimes.
Yeah, because the most usual time to push to myself to do something is the time that is very close to near to the deadline of the project. Yeah. So are we really too hard on ourselves?
I might say so.
Yeah. Okay. So when you are having the relaxing time, when you are resting, it is like that those kind of time makes you feel guilty. So is it really that resting is lazy? Do you agree that?
For me, I'm not sure, but I think that but resting is not defined that we are lazy, right? But there is something in us that make me feel like, oh, resting is just a waste of time. We shouldn't be sleeping. We shouldn't be eating. We shouldn't be doing
Yeah.
something that we like or having fun. We should take the time to do things that that are ready to be done, like have to be done.
Yeah. So I want to discuss about one more thing with you as well. Okay, now we are Gen Z and we young people. We are growing up and like living our days with mobile phone and internet. We live with that. So do you think that using the mobile phone every day and every time does it affect our motivation and discipline as well?
From my experience, I think yeah, most of the time, mobile phone like social media, Netflix, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok,
Yeah.
especially like it just consume all of my time. And when I go onto those apps, I just can't stop scrolling. I just can't stop reading,
Yeah,
watching,
same.
and then I will just spend hours, and it's just a bit of a time, and I just spend hours doing nothing, and just scrolling and watching things on the internet.
Yeah, the same to me because whenever I have to concentrate on something, I need to walk like nonstop because I can walk nonstop. I can work for many hours. I can study for a lot of hours. But once I stop for a while, just for a minute or 2 minutes, I'm watching my phone, and then I'm like unstoppable while using my phone. So whenever I have to study or work at the really important thing, I need to like give away my phone from my phone, and then I have to concentrate on the work like nonstop. Even it is for like 5 hours or 6 hours, I have to make it straight because once I get a little distraction from the phone or the social media, and then I'm gonna stop all the things that I'm working on. So yeah, social media is also a big thing to me to affect my motivation and also discipline as well.
Hmm. For me, I sometimes think that motivation is also overrated because, as I stated in the beginning, is that motivation is just an emotion, and all emotions come first. And relying on those emotions mean that I only act when I feel like it. I only act when I feel like a successor. However, it requires like days to feel demotivated, tired, or bored. And when there was a new goal coming up, a new year, a new project, I only feel motivated in the beginning. But then when time passed by, I would just like lose it, lose the motivation. And I believe that system and discipline is like a motivation more to me. Um, if I committed to write a book, I will finish the book. So it's like I will discipline, I will do it no matter what. So if I decided that, oh, one day I have to write one page, I will have to finish one page every day. So it's kind of like a punishment to me, but it's like a habit. Like to get things done, we have to do it anyway. And even though sometimes we don't have motivation, we have to like fake it till you make it. So even like I don't have the motivation to do a pack of accounting question. So just fake it. Just sit on the chair and take out your calculator and just start writing and start doing something like you actually doing it. So it's like triggering my brain, and then I will start doing it as well. Mm, I think that's all for me when I think that motivation is a bit overrated.
Yes, I kind of agree that, but I may have some kind of companionship experience because I used to create a vision board. Do you know vision board? For the like New Year resolution or something like that. Okay, I used to create a vision board to make myself motivated to do for the new year. So I used to create a vision board I think since 3 4 years ago. So okay, I will talk about the 2023 year resolution. I created a vision board and I committed to that. I got lots of motivation. At the time, I was staying in my country. I had not started like studying in Thailand. So I create a vision board. Then I will be studying abroad. I will be doing something I want, and I will be achieving these things. So I got lots of motivation to work on, and I combine the discipline as well at the time. To be honest, right? To take up from you. So I combine the motivation and the discipline, and then I would say that that year is the year that I achieved most of the things that I put in my vision board. So starting from that year, I committed to myself to create a vision board every year, and I will be committing to working on that. So last year again, I also created a vision board as well. I would say that half of the things that I put was achieved, but half of them did not. So I reflect myself why it happens. I think it's because in the first month, second month, or third month, I got lots of motivation and I work on myself and I achieved that. But from time to time, I got so lazy and I always spend my time on the bed and I was so lazy to move around. And then I reflect myself that I had motivation at the late night, but the next morning I did not want to wake up. I lost the motivation and I also lost the discipline at the same time. So it affected me. And I think that you mentioned about the gym membership. And I also think one more thing that the gym trainer and also the fitness center, they aggressively promote in the like year and promotion because most of the people feel motivated and then after new year and they want to have that okay new year resolution. I will lose my weight and I will be working on myself. So I have from my friends who like really work out at the gym regularly. They say that there are quite a lot of people in the in the first week, second week of January. Lots of people coming in with a New Year resolution, but after quite a few weeks, they gone. Yeah. So
True.
so I want if I have to like add one more thing, I would say that I need motivation first. I need motivation because I'm a type of person who procrastinate a lot and a type of person who like can work effectively and efficiently if I have good motivation. But at the same time, now I reflect myself when I was talking with you talking about discipline, and I noticed myself that I need to combine the discipline as well. Because the reason why I fail to fulfill the things that I put in the last year vision board, the reason I failed most of them is I was lack of discipline. It's not because I did not have motivation. It's because I lack of discipline.
So it's more like a discipline is like an engine, but the motivation is like the
Foundation.
it's like the steering wheel or the fuel to start the new
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah, I agree that. How about you now? How do you think about the motivation? it's just a feeling or
I believe it's just a feeling because motivation
Okay.
still come and goes. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's true that motivation like leads us to new journey, to new adventure, to make us try something new. But the thing is that if we wanted to walk the journey in the long term, we must have a system, a disciplined mindset to keep up with the track. I also really to still have the motivation to do it sometimes.
And if I have to add one more thing, I want to talk about being unrealistic or realistic. Because as I mentioned, we used to create vision, but I think that's what also other people like usually do for the New Year resolution or when they want to change their lifestyle. So people set their expectations and the goals. People set the goals to achieve and to motivate themselves. But when we set the really unrealistic expectation, I think being unrealistic, having an unrealistic goal also make you feel lost and become not motivated from time to time.
But having like a realistic goal is not that bad.
Yeah, because for example now, my goal is that to have a to be able to work in that company after I graduated. That is the realistic goal. Or if I want to have I want to have $5 million after I graduated. It is the completely unrealistic, right?
True.
And then coming closer to the graduation and I don't have nothing, not even close to 5 million, and then I will lose my motivation. Right. Okay.
Is there anything else that you want to share to our audience? Is there anything like you haven't talked about yet?
I want to talk about it's not about the talking about, it's about one more question. Like, what is one small thing that you will do after you motivated? You will start working right away, or what you do?
I'm not so sure because even though I feel motivated, sometimes I will just still stuck and like don't do anything yet. I will do it when I will be in the right mood. But even though like the motivation is there, but I'm stuck with TikTok or something like because oh it can't be wait, and then later motivation is gone, and I will not do it anyway.
Okay, one more thing I want to add for the people who want to seek for motivation is that to sleep a little bit early. It's not only for the audience but also remind to myself because I usually sleep quite late. So after 12, I started feeling motivated to do. This is the very usual thing that happened to a lot of people. So I was scrolling my phone without doing anything, starting after dinner until 9, 10, 11, 12. And after 12, I started feeling motivated. Oh my God, I did not do anything. And I started feeling guilty. And after that, I want to do this thing and I will be finishing all this starting from tomorrow. And then I sleep. And then the next morning, my alarm goes up. Oh, I don't know when to wake up.
Yeah, you feel like exhausted because you haven't had enough sleep.
Yeah, that's why I think we also need to sleep a little bit early. This is also maybe this is a small thing, a small habit, but this small habit can make our life change for real. Yeah, this is one small and quite important thing that I want to remind to myself and to all the people who's watching. And what about you? What do you want to tell?
I don't really have much to say because I already shared what
Mm-hmm.
is on my mind. So I think we have taken up so much time. So let's have a conclusion.
Okay. Firstly, what we did talk about. What we talk about is that is motivation really overrated or not? To answer that question, you want to say no or yes?
I won't say motivation is not overrated, but motivation is necessary.
Yeah, so it's not overrated at all, but it is quite necessary to start doing something. And the motivation you have is really important to put to make your things stand. So, okay, yes, motivation is quite not overrated. And at
Yeah.
the same time, once you have the motivation, what must come after is discipline.
And the
Yeah.
system
Mhm.
habits that you are going to do after
Yeah.
you have the motivation is also matter.
Yeah. So I would say, okay, I want to say this like this. Like motivation without discipline is quite overrated. Motivation without discipline is just useless. Just don't have motivation instead. Right? So once you have the motivation to start doing something, just follow with the discipline. Otherwise you will lose in the halfway or in the middle of the way. So if you want to do something, just have motivation and discipline as well. Right? So to conclude all of that, we need to have motivation plus discipline. And small things matter. Why small things matter? So when we talk about the motivation and discipline, it's not such a big thing. It does not mean you have to start big. You can start from like small step. Because when you jump into the big one and then you lose and then you lost motivation. So I want to say that break down all your goals into the small pieces and go one by one. And then in this way, once you achieve one small goal, you feel motivated, and then you will follow your discipline as well, and then you move a little bit farther and farther, and from time to time, you will achieve what you have.
I see. So, in conclusion, motivation isn't overrated, but relying on it as your sole strategy is. So, stop waiting to feel like it. Just build your habit and
Yeah.
connect to your purpose, and use discipline as a bridge between your aspiration and your achievement.
True.
This is all for today.
Yeah.
And if you have any question, we will be waiting in the Discord, and the Discord link is in the comment section.
Yeah, in the comment section.
Thank you guys for today. See you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week with another interesting
Topic.
along with the useful and realistic tips to move your life forward. Yeah. Okay, bye bye. See you next week.